Hey Aries, how are we today? I'm just doing our weekly reading. This week we are doing a bit of whatever sort of comes out style reading. I will be using the Inner Child Oracle. I know this deck is quite difficult to see. It's just very pastel-y. But the other side we can see the pictures, so that's fine. But each card does have an individual affirmation on them as well. But we also do have the True Love Oracle deck and the Lenormand of Japan we are using as our main deck this week. But what I'm doing is just sort of grabbing two oracle from each deck there and then sort of going through that with the Lenormand to get a bit more detail. But I'm finding that it's coming out really well with using these as kind of overviews of the messages. Okay, so starting off with that Inner Child Oracle. What does Aries need to know? What's going on for our Aries? Celebrate, Aries, is the first card we have for you today. You can see the little bunny there wrapped up in all the streamers with his little party hat on. It does say, I bring joy to the world. Okay, so a reason to celebrate this week, Aries. And it does say, I bring joy to the world, as in you bring joy to the world. So I feel like maybe there's something to celebrate, something that you are actually bringing into fruition, something that you are manifesting yourself that is actually giving you reason to celebrate, Aries. We also do have the tenderness card. You can see this little bunny here looking after himself, hugging his pillow with his nice warm socks on and a cup of tea. So it does say yummy tea on the teacup there. And it does say on the back, I am gentle with myself. So really looking after yourself at this time, Aries, as well. So, being gentle with yourself, being gentle and tender, looking after yourself, surrounding yourself with things that, make you feel soft and warm and that cuddly sort of vibe, maybe even surrounding yourself with people that you do care for, that are tender towards you, those sorts of energies, really finding some moments of being gentle with yourself and sort of loving up on yourself a little bit this week as well. So that's obviously really going to help support this celebrate energy that you've got, that energy of you sort of manifesting something, bringing something into fruition this week. It's all sort of coming from you being very gentle with yourself and not being too harsh on yourself, not judging yourself this week, Aries. Trying to take a back seat to that sort of energy, that self-judging energies this week need to sort of take a bit of a back seat. But we'll have a look into that with the Lenormand. Okay, Aries. Firstly, we'll get some information about what does Aries have to celebrate this week, please. Why is Aries in celebration mode? And can I just get clarity for that third card, please? Is that Aries or somebody else? Is that Aries or somebody else? Okay. All right. So the reason that we are celebrating this week, I've pretty much just got a double confirmation here, because we do have the flowers, okay, as well as the spring card. Okay, so this is very current energy because it is spring here in Australia right now. So I do read the seasons as my own. So this is a very sort of current energy. But when it's not referring to the actual season of spring, it does hold a very similar energy to this flowers card. You can see the girl even holding the flowers in her hand there, the cherry blossoms. Cherry blossoms are beautiful. We don't have that many around my area, but maybe I should plant some now that I've got a bit of a garden space. I might have to plant something with cherry blossoms so that next spring I can have some cherry blossoms. Um, but the flowers and the flowers, it's kind of like a double up on that flower energy. You can even see even the figure looks very similar. But I am feeling that, you know, the currentness of this is coming through with that season as well. So I definitely am getting that spring reference, you know, with the current season happening at the moment here. But the flowers, it's once again, it is feeling like double flowers reference here, which is all about giving and receiving. Okay, so I feel like this is what you're manifesting. You're giving something out into the world, and you are going to start receiving back as well. So for some of you, this is actually the other way around. You have been receiving something in the past, and now you're sort of ready to start giving. Because when I have sort of clarified, you probably heard me ask the cards there, is this Aries or somebody else? I did get the summer card. Okay, so that's not reading as the season, that's just reading as, you know, it's to be revealed. It hasn't sort of come to light, so that lets me know that it's about 50-50. So you know, for some of you, this is going to be reversal, and this is going to be somebody else, you know, somebody else's energy doing the main parts, and then others of you, this is you doing the main parts of this giving energy. Okay, but it is a very giving energy, and that's sort of what you're celebrating. You are celebrating, you know, finally being ready to give to something, or finally, you know, like I said, flip it as need be, because, you know, the other side of that is you're finally ready to receive something. So it's I definitely am getting that it's going both ways, and it's very connected to the rest of the message here as well. So I will just sort of go through that really quickly, because this is giving and receiving. Okay, so love, time, energy, all that sort of actual gifts, giving and receiving. And then we do have the scythe, okay, which is a sudden change, or a sudden break from how you were doing things, and changing to a different way of doing things. So all of a sudden you're deciding to give to something. Then we do see the rider, and this is sort of where I was sort of getting specific about, is this you riding off into the distance, or is this somebody riding towards you? And like I said, 50-50. Some of you, this is you going towards somebody, and wanting to give to somebody. And for others of you, this is somebody coming towards you, wanting to give to you. Okay, and what we're really seeing as, you know, the gift here is this child energy, which is all about brand new beginnings, brand new adventures. You know, like, it's that infancy period. Like, you've been thinking about something for quite a while, and now all of a sudden it's manifested out, it's come out into fruition, and that's the child here, sort of being born into the world, that fruition of whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest. So I do feel for quite a lot of you, this is linked with a specific person, because, you know, we do see this energy here of the rider, which is generally, you know, a person headed towards you, or you headed towards a person. You know, it could still be a thing, but I am sort of feeling there's a lot of person energy here. You can kind of see, you know, 4 of those cards, we all have that very, very similar looking figure. Okay, the girl with the long brown hair, you know, in some of them, you know, some of them, no, they're all longer hair. Okay, and she seems to have blue eyes, but so that may be relevant for some of you there, but we are looking at this female figure with the long brown hair. So whether you identify as a feminine figure, or you're identifying as, you know, someone coming towards you, or you wanting someone to come towards you as a more of a feminine figure, regardless of gender. Okay, so we may be looking at an actual person with longer hair, you know, possibly blue or green. They're kind of like that in between colors. They're kind of like bluey green kind of eyes there as well. And yeah, except for this one who's got her eyes closed, they all do have that sort of shade of eyes. And we are seeing a lot of pink in these particular cards that have come out for you as well. Even that scythe card there, pinks and purples. So we are looking at sort of, that more feminine energy being heavily involved here. But we are sort of looking at, you wanting to, I'm going to just sort of say it one way, and then keeping in mind that this definitely can flip the other way. Okay. So when I'm sort of saying you are doing this, and take it how it resonates, because if you do need to flip that and you feel as though this is somebody else, just every time I say you, swap it to they or whatever. But so you were kind of, really ready to start giving to something. And that's what you've been manifesting. And so now it's time for you to sort of get on your horse and start off that new beginning. Go and give to this thing. And that's the good news that you're bringing with you, is that, look, I'm really ready to give and receive. I feel like for a lot of you, it's love that we're talking about here, love, time, and energy, rather than, actual gifts. You definitely may be, there may be actual gifts involved. Celebrations do a lot of the time bring to mind presents. But I feel that it's your presence more than presents, if that makes sense. I'm play on words or whatever there, but I feel like it's your presence, that you being there, you showing up, that is what you're giving, and coming towards somebody with this rider energy. And I just actually had a notification come up from one of the other readers, Dash in between, if anyone watches Dash, and it was actually the Aries notification saying, hang on, I'll read it to you. It says, unexpected turn of events for you, Aries. There you go. So this may be the unexpected turn of events. Okay, so you finally giving to something, but there may also be something in that dash in between video, related to this message, or for you as well. So keeping that in mind. But I do feel as though this is you heading towards somebody going, I'm ready to give to this. I'm ready to celebrate us sort of having this new beginning, and that's what you're celebrating, is you're suddenly making that choice, that change to head on over and start this brand new beginning with somebody. Okay, but we'll have a quick look at this tenderness. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Just being non-judgmental of yourself. Don't hold yourself back while there's this energy of moving towards something, or something moving towards you, this lovely flowers energy. Don't forget to give to yourself and allow yourself to receive attention and affection and tenderness and that gentleness. Okay, tenderness for Aries, please. Yeah, look, it's just taking me back to that other storyline, okay? Because we do have the book there, which is all about new chapters, starting those new chapters, starting that new beginnings, those new adventures that I mentioned, and then we have the stalk, which is stirring up new energy once again. And that's that's kind of, you've been thinking about this for a while. I feel, it's been part of your story for a while, and you're finally, stirred up into action to actually manifest this out into the world. So it just wanted to go back to that other storyline. Like I said, the tenderness is pretty straightforward. It means, be gentle with yourself, look after yourself, don't be so judgmental at the moment, Aries. That negative self-talk, not the week for that. Okay. But we'll have a look at Aries and love. What's going on for Aries with love, please? Wow. Okay. So straight away we have the resolving conflict card coming through. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely this same energy once again. I'm on my horse, I'm coming to you, ready to resolve these conflicts. Whatever's happened in the past, it's time for one of you to sort of head toward the other and resolve any conflict that may be there, resolving this conflict within yourself as well, because I do get the sense from what we've seen already that this is something that you have been sort of manifesting for a while. You've been sort of thinking about stirring this up for a little while, and you know, it's been part of your story for a little while now, and you know, you really sort of, it's time to get on that horse and start moving, and actually go and resolve any conflicts, especially those conflicts within yourself. I am getting, you know, drawn to remind you that, you know, resolving conflict comes through within yourself as well. You know, and we don't want to see any regret. You'd rather find that closure, you know, head into that, even if it may be a bit, heading towards something, even if it's daunting, to do so, because, you know, in 10 years' time, if you don't, you may regret never knowing, you know, what could have happened if you had of. So I'm a big believer of, you know, jump right on in the deep end. And Aries, you are one of the signs that are quite passionate and headstrong as well. So, you know, go and jump on in the deep end. I'm great for that sort of advice, telling people to, you know, head like, you know, just jump on in. You can worry about it later. But yeah, giving your all at the moment, Aries, and giving your all to yourself as well. Okay, so not forgetting that. But we do also have the life purpose card. Okay, so this seems to be very strongly linked with your life purpose. This is actually very closely, it does feel kind of closely linked with the Cancer reading I did yesterday. So if you do have strong Cancer placements, you may want to check that particular reading as well, because it was all about life purpose and all that sort of stuff as well. So I think it was the Cancer. Yeah, I feel like it was the Cancer reading. Um, Or it may have been the Aquarius one, but if you know, you're more than welcome to check other placements, as always anyway. But yeah, your life purpose, you're heading towards your life purpose, and you can kind of see, maybe this is why I was thinking of that Cancer reading, because, you know, this card, you can see the character in the center there, you know, radiating this light from within their heart. So their heart is in the center here, and then there's just this light, and then this aura just radiating light around them. So, you know, when it comes to your life purpose, it's kind of shining really brightly at the moment, and you know, you do have reason to celebrate, because you do seem to be on the right path. It's just a matter of, I do feel as though, you know, giving your all and taking action where it's needed at the moment. Okay, but I'm just going to clarify that for you, Aries. Any further details for Aries in regard to that life purpose card, please? Yeah, so it's kind of telling me here that, you know, you have been, you know, overthinking whatever this is. It has been heavy on your thoughts. You have been feeling as though it's sort of clouding your judgment on everything else, because you can't stop thinking about this particular thing, this person, whatever it is in your situation. You've tried to be clever. You've tried to be a bit wily and tricky and sneaky about it, but the time for that is over. The time is now to follow your emotions and your intuition. Okay, so we've got the clouds, the fox, and then the moon as your advice there. Okay, so you know, this is where you've sort of been. I feel that you've been trying to be clever about things. You've been trying to, you know, really come from a place of logic and reality and your mind space. You know, whereas spirit is kind of telling you, no, get out of your head and just, you know, get to action, follow your intuition, follow your emotions. Okay, so that's actually really going to help guide you towards your life purpose at this time, and help you resolve that life purpose, that resolve that conflict within you, that, you know, whatever clouded judgment or confusion or anxieties you have had, you know, following your intuition and emotion is really going to help you resolve that conflict and that kind of fight between, your brain's telling you one thing, your heart's telling you something else. So it's really going to help you resolve that conflict from within, but the main thing being following your intuition. Okay, so and your emotions, following your heart, Aries. I know it's being such a passionate, headstrong sign, sometimes you do get a bit stuck in the head space, but it's kind of telling you to be a bit more, embrace the fire and jump in the deep end and take that action to start giving to these things that you want to celebrate. Like you want to celebrate something that you know what it is, Aries. I feel like a lot of you already know exactly, what you want to celebrate, but you're just not quite there yet. You need to, and once again, some of you know that this is going the other way, but you're ready to start giving to something and heading over towards something. So bringing in that good news. I want to celebrate. I want to resolve things. I want everything to be, party, happy, smiley party again. And your intuition is sort of already telling you what. This is kind of just. I feel for a lot of you, this is kind of just reminding you that yes, take that action, or expect that action. But definitely that giving and receiving, those new beginnings, a lot of movement happening, a lot of new chapters, new movement, things being stirred up. And with that life purpose card too, you're on the right path. Everything's sort of going exactly how it needs to. It's just, just a few little niggly things, being tender and gentle with yourself, and, resolving any inner conflict and just moving past it, and following your intuition rather than allowing yourself to get sort of stuck up in your head. But that's what we have for you today, Aries. I hope that resonated for you. Like I said, you are more than welcome to check your other placements, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon.